A quick video to share with everyone that's watching how I decided to get wires from the inside of my subwoofer enclosure to my amplifiers. Some people just run bare wire out the ports, or this new phenomenon that I've been seeing is simply drilling holes through your enclosure and using bolts and wing nuts and ring terminals or whatnot, and that works. I actually did it a couple times. I thought it was cool. Then I was looking around online and I saw these cool little things, and I decided to try a project. So here is my subwoofer enclosure wiring method. Items needed: binding posts. Part numbers are on that piece of paper. I found that a 19/64 inch drill bit worked fantastically. You're going to need a couple of wrenches, and I used a couple of fender washers for the inside just to make everything a little bit more snug. So let me show you these binding posts. Dayton Audio. They're made by Dayton Audio, and they look pretty big, and I thought they were going to be a lot bigger, but they're not. They're actually pretty tiny compared to the size of my thumb. There you go. Yeah, pretty small. So I just wanted to show you what I'm going to do with these things. And I've prepared a little test piece of wood, a makeshift subwoofer enclosure wall, if you will. And you can actually connect wires a couple of different ways. They make it nice and easy for you. So there's my bare terminals, and here is my subwoofer enclosure, pre-carpeted, pre-drilled with the 19/64 inch drill bit. I'm going to take my little knife here and cut a few slits where I drilled my holes. Bada bing, bada boom. Forget about it. So I'm going to put my positive to the left. Oh man, that fits like a glove. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice and professional? I mean, I think these things were about $5 or $6. And what you're going to spend on bolts and nuts and shit like that is going to be just about the same amount of money. Look how nice those look. Oh my god. And that's your speaker box. That's the outside of your speaker box. They're sticking out maybe, I don't know, half an inch, a little over a thumbnail. Okay. So I got my fender washers here. I'm gonna stick those on there, and that's just to compress the fiber board. I know when you drill holes through medium density fiber board that it kind of expands a little bit. Those are just to help it suck back in. And these binding posts come with hardware, which I'm not going to use. They come with little what the hell do you call those things? The nuts. Little nuts with the serrations on them. I guess lock washers. Yeah, I call little lock washers. I'm not going to use them fuckers. So this is just plain and simple. This is how I'm going to do my box. I'm going to put the included nuts on the back side and on the front here. Just screw these all the way off. Now these things come in a satin nickel finish. You can get a polished nickel finish or a gold finish. I just chose these because those are the first ones that I came across. Alright, so I'm ready. I got my 2 wrenches here. It's going to be an 11mm on the front, 10mm on the back. And you want to tighten these up. So on the outside you want the hole that accepts the wire, whatever, to be facing up. tighten these down real quick like. You don't need a super duper amount of torque. There's one. Let's do the other. I think this is going to come out a lot nicer than having two bolts sticking out of your nice subwoofer enclosure. I know a lot of people are making their own these days, and they're like, well, what the fuck? How am I going to get my subwoofer wires out of the box and into the amp? Out of the box and into the amp. Well, fuck those cheap plastic fucking terminal cups. Those are for like beginners and shit. Look at that. They like barely stick out. That's pretty nice. Now I want to show you the beautiful thing about these things, these heavy duty bonding posts, is that you have two holes for your speaker wires if you wanted to go that route. And I will show you real quick. I did order a couple of things that I wanted to incorporate into this build here. I haven't gotten them yet. So I got my Sky High wire here, 8 gauge, oxygen free copper. What's a penny made of? Copper. Stupid joke. Anyway, I don't really like bare wires, but this is just to show you if you wanted to do this. You stick the wire. Dang nabbit. Stick the bare wire. See, bare wires get messy. Take your bare wire and you stick it through. You screw it down. You have a nice solid connection. You can barely see it, but you got your negative. That's all that's sticking out of the box right there. And your positive, obviously, would go right here. Yay! It looks nice and clean, right? Okay, whatever. So for those that don't like the look of bare wires, like myself, screw that noise. Screw these bad boys all the way in. Alright, boom, look at that. You see those holes in the middle, in the front there? Quick disconnect, bitches. 4mm banana plugs. That's it. You got those going down to your amp or wherever. Yeah, they stick out a little bit more, but this wire right here, this is from like a EC3, EC5 connector that I made for one of my RC cars. But it has a 4mm banana plug soldered on the end because that's what I like to use for those. What I ordered was a pair of right angle 4mm banana plugs made by Nakamichi that have a removable cap, and the base of it accepts up to 8 gauge wire, and it has a little screw so you can stick your 8 gauge wire into the right angle banana plug connector, secure it down with the screw, you know, slide the cap up on there, and should make for a nice easy install. And boom, you plug these right in, right angle, you go straight down to your amplifier. Should make for a nice, easy, clean install. But these will work if you want them to work. You know, just wire it down, no problem. It doesn't stick that far off of it. Or you could probably take your banana plugs and affix them right through binding post holes. Tighten them up like so. And that's just another clean way to affix your speaker wires to your amplifier. I like that a lot better. Now on the back side, obviously, you got enough room here. That's another good thing about these Dayton binding posts, is that there's enough room here for ring terminals. You can slap on your ring terminals that go to all your voice coils and shit, and tighten that down with another supplied screw, and you're good to go. So this is my preschool grade video on how I'm going to connect my subwoofers to my amplifier using these sweet Dayton Audio heavy duty binding posts. Tell me what you guys think.